Excellent, perfect. So recording the session so that you can watch it back if you want to, or you can share it with colleagues, and also people that haven't been able to attend this morning can watch it back. So we're going to talk about social media and why tribute funds should feature in your channels. And I'm joined here this morning by my lovely colleagues, Jason and Jane, who will be contributing to the session. And I'm Sally, for those of you that don't know me. So I'm just going to do a quick share of our presentation. There's going to be a bit of kind of flitting around from screens this morning. So just to start with, some facts that you may or may not be aware of on social media. Possibly there's nothing that is of a great surprise to you here. Big numbers, lots of people use social media, lots of people actively post on social media, and lots of people spend lots of time on social media. So all really good reasons for you to use it as a tool to promote your tribute pages. The other information, which I haven't put on the slide, but there are around 600,000 deaths every year in the UK. And according to a study done by Cambridge University, for every death, around 9 people are affected by that bereavement. So that equates to 5.4 million people who are affected by bereavement every year. I suspect that's actually probably quite a low figure, because I should imagine it varies quite, depending on who the individual is. But essentially, that's a huge amount of people who've been affected by a bereavement on an annual basis. And, looking at these figures of how many people use social media, it would be a really effective way for you to communicate with those bereaved supporters through social, particularly as tribute pages are a fantastic bereavement support tool, as well as a fundraising mechanism. So by telling them about a tribute page, it really gives you an opportunity to give something back to those individuals. So we appreciate that your social media channels are probably very busy, and you might need to kind of cut through the noise of your own social media channel calendar so that you can actually get posts on tribute pages through your digital team. So we figured it might be worth you kind of considering what your objectives are for promoting tribute funds on social media. So we've come up with a couple of ideas, and the most prominent one really is about creating awareness of your tribute fund scheme. And obviously there may not be a kind of an immediate financial gain to that, or it's difficult to quantify if there is. But it's important nonetheless, because you've still got those 5.4 million people who are bereaved every year, and you've got an opportunity to educate them about what a tribute fund is and tell them what it is, what it actually is. So it's about education. Don't assume that people understand what a tribute fund is. Really spell it out to them. It's an opportunity for you to showcase particular features. Obviously, with your much loved product, the tribute pages offer so many different features, from candles to gifts to journaling to using life stories to uploading media, photos, music, and there's just so many different features to it. And also the benefits of bereavement support. You also get the opportunity to recruit new fund holders and increase income from existing tribute pages. Now, there is a marketing rule of 7, which I think was developed by the film industry in the 1930s from the little bit of research that I've done over the last couple of days. And that means that people have to see something at least 7 times in order for them to kind of take it on board, which I think just highlights the need for you to be able to have to sort of drip feed this information in order for someone to take it in. So when they need a tribute page, and there's no hard or fast rules about when someone's going to be bereaved, or when during their bereavement journey they are going to want to set up a tribute page. So it's really important that you drip feed and you get as much information about tribute funds on your social channels as you possibly can. So maybe consider having a calendar of at least 12 or 24 posts over a year. So you've got kind of continual information about tribute funds over the annual calendar. Now, we've got some ideas that we're going to explore together with you this morning. But before we do that, we thought we'd have a go at the polls. It's not something that we normally do very often, but we thought we'd have a little bit of fun with that. So we have got a couple of questions, and so it's not something we normally do. I don't really know what I'm doing, but I'm going to give it a go. So I think if I launch them now, you should be able to see a couple of questions that pop up on your screen. Can people see those?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, I'm starting to see some. So do you promote tribute pages on your social media? Nice yes or no response. And then the second question is, how many times have you posted on social about your tribute pages? So I'll give you a bit of time to, well, it's good to see people, well, it's pretty even Stevens between the yeses and the nos at the moment.
It's like a 90s TV show, kind of watching the...
It isn't it, isn't it? No one so far has said over 10. And only 4% have said regularly. Can everyone see these? I presume everyone can see the results on the... Okay,
and it looks like the no is coming out in front.
Yeah. Well, maybe we can do this again in a few months' time, and it will change as a result of this morning's session.
The panelists can't see the results. It's only us that can see them.
Oh, okay.
We'll have to share.
I think if I can share them. Okay, so now it's calmed down a little bit. I think if I end the poll, I will see if I can. Oh yeah, here we go. I should be able to share the results so everyone can see them and have a little nosy at those. So I'll give you a moment to digest. So 40% of our attendees said they do promote tribute pages on social media, so that's fantastic. Hopefully we'll give you some new ideas to use today, and 60% said no. So we've definitely got loads of ideas for you to share with you today. So lots of people said once. I'd be interested to know why people have only done it once. Maybe there's some challenges around that. And actually, this time next week, we're going to run a discussion session, so please come along to that so you can maybe talk about the challenges that you faced and the reasons maybe why you've only managed to do one. A good 42% of people have done 1 to 5, so maybe that's because it's a new campaign and you're kind of gathering momentum. No one said over 10, but 4% have said regularly. So yeah, thank you very much for that. That was really useful. So I'll just stop sharing that, and we will just move on to some ideas, and then we'll have a look at the questions, because I see there's lots of activity in the chat. So I'm going to hand over to Jason.
Thanks, Ali. So idea number 1 is explaining what a tribute is. I'd say begin by thinking carefully about terminology. So do people know what a tribute fund or a tribute page is? As charity people, we know what a tribute fund is. However, not everyone does. I quite like terms such as online or digital memory spaces. They're easy to understand because they're descriptive. If you have an in-house name for your tribute fund offering, remember to use this on social. And it's fine if you don't have one. Also, if you're at the beginning of thinking up an in-house name for your tribute fund offering, it's worth inviting everyone in your charity to vote on a few carefully selected options. And this is a great bit of internal promotion. Also, you can pull out a couple of grief models. So there are 2 grief models that could support your offering. Well, they definitely support tribute pages. And these grief models provide wholesome content in explaining what a tribute is. And those grief models, and you can Google them. The first one is Worden's Tasks of Grief. And they talk about finding an enduring connection with the person who has died, and tribute pages potentially provide an enduring connection. And Silverman and Class, so that's Silverman and Class, they talk about maintaining continuing bonds. So tribute pages are a way of having a continuing bond with the person who's died. So highlight the benefits of using the page for bereavement support as a tool. And there's also the option for journaling, and there's loads of research out there proving that journaling is effective therapeutically. And you can talk about things like a place to share memories and stories, a bit like journaling. Might you have a snippet from a testimonial that you can use to back this up? That's a nice idea to use. And Jane's going to talk a bit more about the other options later on, the other contributing opportunities. In some ways, it's a gift that not everyone will know what a tribute page is, and that's because it then gives you the opportunity on social to define what a tribute page is. So it's almost like a bit of a journey. It's not just a one-shot thing. Offer an explanation, set the scene to help people begin their journey of understanding what a tribute is and how it could help them. Also, there's no need to mention fundraising. And I know that some charities, the fundraising aspect of this is a bit tricky for some colleagues. So this is very much a gift from your charity. So it's a gift as a bereavement tool, and it's free. It's a way for your charity to be with people during their bereavement, a way for you to be alongside them. And you could talk about how the support that you offer looks. So is there a named contact at your charity? I know some charities have a photograph of the person who looks after tribute funds on their website. So you could perhaps talk about them. Will people be invited to an annual memorial service? Will they be signposted to bereavement support, other bereavement support, as a result of having a tribute page? And do fundraising milestones result in something special happening, such as having a tree planted or a star named in their memory? And I just wanted to finish with this slide on a tribute can always be with you, in your pocket, on your phone, easy to access at any time of the day or night. And that's almost a social media post on its own. So the next slide.
Sorry, going the wrong way. There you go.
Hero images with your logo. So we can create a series of hero images for you to use in your social media posts and on actually any of your promotional material. And these two sets of images that you can see on the slide are available to you now. All you need to do is to ask your account manager. It might be that in asking if you can send your logo, it makes it a bit easier for us, the logo that you'd like to use. And there's a fantastic example of these images being used here by Pilgrim's Hospice, promoting their Always Loved tribute pages. And I love the Always Loved name for their tribute fund offering. Also, I'm going to pop it in the chat. We've got a page on our support site of social media resources that we update on a regular basis. So it's probably worth opening that and bookmarking it, and then remembering to go back to it every couple of months. So, and then my next slide is on end of year totals. And end of year totals proved to be really popular, and we saw a huge amount of partners take up the offer of artwork. So this is quite a nice thing to do in January, a bit of a celebratory type post. And for many, so this at the beginning of this year, for many it was the first time that the charity had mentioned their tribute scheme on social media. However, you perhaps could even do this kind of quarterly if you wanted to, and you could align the amount raised with something like the cost of running your service for a day, a week, a month, something like that. And I'm going to share my screen with you to show you how to access the data that I'm going on about. So for the end of year total, so this is an optimum partner area. However, both Advantage and Optimum partners can access the information that I'm going to show you now. So we're going to go to reports, explore the new reporting area, and then I'm going to click on the donor detail report. And I'm going to choose the date range by clicking here. So let's do 2022. So January the 1st. Feels like loads of people are watching me.
They are.
And then click on the 31st of December. Perfect. And then I'm going to click download, but I want to download all of the fields available to me. So I'm going to click all, and then I'm going to click on download, and then that will download as a CSV file, which I'm not going to show you, but you can then see the total amount raised for 2022. So thanks, Sally. I think it's back over.
Forget-me-not seeds that have just arrived in the post from Heart
sorry.
Research UK in memory of my amazing dad, who I lost suddenly to a heart attack
That
when I
didn't
was
go
just
quite to
33
plan,
years
hold on.
old. Dad was everything to me, and there's not a single day that goes by that I don't.
Sorry, hold on. Oh, hold on, sorry.
We just need to go back.
Yeah. That flummoxed me. Okay, right, there you go. Handing over to you, Jane.
Thank you very much. If you can just go on to the next slide, Sal, that'd be great. Okay, so what we can see here are all our virtual gifts, cards, candles, etc., all the things that people can add to the pages. There are very significant days throughout the year: Mother's Day, Father's Day, Easter, Christmas. And at this time, why not do a social post reminding people that these gifts and cards and flowers are available to add to their tribute? So you're acknowledging them, acknowledging to your supporters that this is a tricky time of the year for people, showing a bit of support, and also trying to re-engage your supporters with their pages. So these are lovely things that you can offer them. You're not asking for any money. It's just offering them a means of staying in touch with them and keeping in touch with them. So the next slide, please, Sally. So this slide shows our bespoke gifts. These are available to Optimum partners. If you are interested in using bespoke gifts, you just need to get in touch with your account manager, send them in a little bit of artwork, and we can get our design team to work on them for you. If you have bespoke gifts, how it will work is they will sit in their own little folder, and then when someone visits the tribute and clicks on add a gift, they're presented with your folder as well as everything else that they can add. So it's just a nice thing to offer people. The gifts can be very much related to your own charity, or if you have a specific event that you hold throughout the year, for example, a Sunflower Memories event or a special Christmas event, why not have a bespoke gift that you can offer to your supporters to complement the event? The bespoke gifts you can see here, RNLI, have a lot of beach, boat, seaside themed gifts. The Air Ambulance, which is East Anglia Air Ambulance, have a lovely teddy and also some cards with some fabulous images of their helicopters. You have the MNDA Lion, which is representative of the fight that these people are facing. And also you have the lovely little gift box from Dementia UK, which is a virtual gift which represents the support that they offer people with dementia and their families. And if we can go on to the next slide, please, Sally. But these social posts are a really easy thing to post about: the gifts, the candles, the cards, because there's no financial ask at all. You're just encouraging and letting your supporters know this is a way of interacting with the tribute pages, and obviously every time they interact with the page, there's an opportunity for them to make a donation. Saying that, fundraising is very important to all charities, and there's so many ways that people can interact with the pages and contribute financially to the pages. So why not do a post about this? So for example, events are massive in the fundraising world. Why not post about an event that's coming up, or perhaps social posts supporting those that are taking part in a marathon or something like that? But why not include in that post a reminder to people that you can add their fundraising events to tribute pages. Anyone can add a fundraising event to a tribute page. Also that tribute pages can be linked to Just Giving pages. So even if somebody goes off to run a marathon and they've set up their Just Giving page, you can link it all back to the tribute page so that everything sits in the one place on the tribute page. Perhaps if you're going to do a social post about regular giving and how the certainty of that regular gift really helps your charity, why not remind supporters that this can be added to their tribute pages? So for Optimum partners, it's as easy as going into the settings of a tribute, and then you click on add a regular gift so that it will show, so that the amount donated on a monthly basis will be added to the cumulative total on the front of the page. And the next slide, please, Sally. So I'm sure you're all aware that there's so many things that you can do with the tribute pages and so many ways in which you can add to them. So why not post about something like this, reminding people of the flexible functionality and what they can do on the pages? So as Jason mentioned earlier, there's the journal function. So remind people that they can have a journal. And if they want, that journal can be made completely private, so no one else will be able to see it. Remind them that they have complete control over the pages, so that if they don't want to have videos or stories added, you can switch those options off. Remind them that they can create a timeline of all the important moments in the life of their loved one. And ultimately, you're reminding them that the tribute page is a place where they can build a space to remember someone which they can carry with them at all time and access wherever they are in the world and whenever they want to. So if we move on to the next slide, I'm going to share with you a recent social post by Heart Research UK. And
it might start in the middle because there was a bit of a
Heart Research UK online Forget-Me-Not Garden.
Anyway.
With every donation, they'll send you a pack of Forget-Me-Not seeds to
We'll
plant
listen
and
through
enjoy
it a
for
couple
years
of
to come.
times.
It's lovely to know they'll bloom each year and be a lasting memory of my dad. Please join me and leave a dedication by clicking on the caption below or visiting heartresearch.org.uk.
Okay, I'm going to let that play again because, as you probably worked out, it played halfway through when I was trying to share my screen before. So just so you have the full view of this lovely little reel that Heart Research UK made on their Instagram page, I'm just going to play it again for you.
The Forget-Me-Not seeds that have just arrived in the post from Heart Research UK in memory of my amazing dad, who I lost suddenly to a heart attack when I was just 33 years old. Dad was everything to me, and there's not a single day that goes by that I don't wish he was back. But to keep his memory alive and stop more people dying from heart disease, I left a dedication to Dad on Heart Research UK's online Forget-Me-Not Garden. With every donation, they'll send you a pack of Forget-Me-Not seeds to plant and enjoy for years to come. It's lovely to know they'll bloom each year and be a lasting memory of my dad. Please join me and leave a dedication by clicking on the caption below or visiting heartresearch.org.uk.
And I wanted to share that because I think it's a really lovely social media post. It's really simple, it's very personal, it's nothing fancy, but it really gets the message across, and it's encouraging people to visit their Forget-Me-Not Garden, which is actually on their In Memory page. And if we can click through to the In Memory Garden, you'll see it's actually one of our dedication pages where they're using one of our template pages, completely free to all our partners, and it's as easy as going into your partner area, a few clicks and setting one up. And if you need any help with it at all, obviously the account managers are there to help you. Also, you can see up in the top right hand corner there you have your navigation links, so you can signpost people back to other ways to give in memory. So it's a really nice way for continuing people's journey and encouraging them and signposting them so that they can see the options they have of donating in memory.
Perfect. Thank you, Jane. I am just going to, before we kind of carry on with the presentation, I think I might just have a quick look at some of the questions. Rachel, you've asked how to measure the success of bespoke gifts. And also I probably should say is, whilst they don't have to have any donation attached to them, they can do if you want them to. It would be an optional gift, but you can do that if you want to. It's available, the bespoke gifts are available to our Optimum partners. In terms of how to measure the success, you can run a activity report, and you can see how many gifts have been left on your tribute pages over a certain period of time. You can't look at each individual gift, but so it's not an exact measurement, but it would give you a rough idea if you were to send out a mailing to tell your fund holders that new gifts were available on your tribute pages, or if you put a post on social, you might then see some additional activity, and you could run a report to measure that, or see if a donation of a particular amount was left, whatever you chose to make the donation for against a particular gift. Any other, oh yes, we can share the link to the Instagram advert in the chat. I will sort that out when someone else is chatting.
And thanks, Jess, for letting us know where you got the seeds from, because somebody's asked for that as well.
Oh, okay, perfect.
Vinny's asking if anyone's got good examples of user-generated content. We've got, further into the presentation, we've got quite a few examples to show you of all different kinds of social media posts. So hopefully you'll find something there that will be of interest to you.
Okay, and yeah, Rachel, you obviously can measure the success of the gifts through the reports. Okay, perfect. All right, let me carry on with our examples. So obviously, when we pulled together this session, we did a little bit of research in terms of which of our charity partners were using social to promote their tribute pages, and we came out with some examples that we wanted to show you. So on this page, we've got Trinity Hospice with their Everlasting Tribute, another really nice name for their tribute fund scheme, and Child Bereavement and Cynthia Spencer, all kind of placing a sort of general post about their tribute funds, and British Liver Trust are promoting a case study specifically for Kerry, talking about her boyfriend's tribute. So I'm going to hand over to Jason.
Thanks, Ali. I think there was a nice moving image that I think Stroke put together using Canva. And I think there's some research out there proving that moving images catch people's eyes. You can see from the way I'm speaking now that I'm mesmerized by the movement, but that's the basic effect that you're wanting to get people to kind of stop and look. So I think they put this together during Canva, and it's a really nice example. Actually, whilst we're in Instagram, and the same with Facebook, it's worth searching tribute funds and having a nosy to see what's out there, because there are more examples than what we've put together. So have a nosy to see what's out there. Also, you're not entering an unknown territory. However, your gift of a tribute page is really unique. So I think that's quite a special thing to be aware of, that what your offering is unique. And also you're contributing to a positive movement, having conversations about death. So I think it's a force for good, you being out there on social media talking about tribute pages. So I see it as being a helpful thing in the landscape. Jane, I think over to you.
Yep, I've got three very different examples to share with you. So the first one is from Meningitis Now. which was a Father's Day post where they were acknowledging how difficult the day is and offering the pages as a means of support. They also speak about virtual gifts. The Thames Hospice post takes an approach of a celebration of somebody's life. So reminding everybody out there that the pages can be a long-term digital memory that can bring everyone together no matter where they are in the world. And the final post is from Acorns Hospice. And this post is from the family's point of view, where they're able to express what the tribute page means to them. So it's not the charity asking for money at all, it's the family expressing what the page means to them, why they want to fundraise and how they're going to go about it. So they're 3 very different posts, but all of them are getting the message across about tribute pages. And as a last thing, if I could just remind you, if you do tag Much Loved, we're more than happy to repost for you. And obviously that's going to increase your audience. So do bear that in mind if that's something you would like us to do.
Brilliant, great, thank you, Jane and Jason. So that brings us to the end of our session. Just a quick reminder, so this time next week, we will have our follow-up discussion meeting, an opportunity for you to show your faces and ask questions, share your experiences of promoting tribute pages through social media. Obviously, we'll be on hand to answer any questions that are specific around the platform. So it's Wednesday, the 26th of April at 11 o'clock in the morning. And Jason has just put in the registration link in the chat. So please do sign up. We'd love to see you there. We won't be recording that session and there won't be a presentation. So it's just an opportunity for you to come and chat to each other, really.
Super, and I think Rachel's offered to share something on the Google group. So actually that's another thing. If there are bits from today that you'd like to share with other people, feel free to email it to the Much Loved Google group, and then everyone can see it. And if you're not in the Google group, you can ask your account manager and then they'll add you.
Brilliant, thank you, great. Well, thank you very much, everybody, and have a fabulous day. Sun's shining here a little bit now, so hopefully it is where you are if it wasn't this morning. Well, Jason, you should do audio.
Oh, thanks, Vincent.
Jason loves an audio book, so I think
yeah.
Excellent. It's just quite nice to see everyone saying.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thoughtful lot.
Exactly.